with the amount of injuries that have happened to the defensive line and then just what has happened during the games, it's been very apparent the 49ers need some help on the edge, a little bit more speed and more experience possibly. But, they just need some help in the pass rush area, and the speed has been very evident. So, Horst, who do you think the 49ers could add that could possibly help them down the road?
There's the obvious choices, older type guys you could get on a 1-year deal. There's Terrell Suggs, there's Cameron Wake, there's Clay Matthews. I think all three of those guys, even though they're getting up there in age, add an element of speed, would add an element of speed to the defense that no one else on their team frankly does outside of D Ford, but that situation's not looking great with his back, and he would definitely won't be back for at least a couple games. And they need to figure this out probably before they play Mr. Unlimited over there in Seattle.
It's desperate need. It almost feels like at this point we need to make a big decision and do something. Maybe even a trade of some kind. They definitely need to be all hands on deck. Emergency button needs to be hit. Clay Matthews, like you said, Terrell Suggs, Cameron Wake, all of those need to be considered heavily. I'm still convinced that there's a trade out there for somebody. Who it is, I don't know. It's going to be hard to pull anything off because it's going to require us to eat some salary and eat into some of the cap for next year. And you need some of that money to re-sign a guy like Trent Williams. You need some of that money down the road for Deebo Samuel. Guys like Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk's a little bit longer ways off, but Raheem Mostert is also going to be, if he continues to produce once he's back healthy, he's going to be needing to get paid also if we want to keep him around. It's gonna be tough no matter what, but this is why you have a guy like Lynch in here, because tough decisions need to be made and we need to start pulling the trigger and shoring up the depth, because there is no Bosa walking through that door and it doesn't look like Ford's going to be coming back anytime soon. The need for speed is real.
Yeah, I think with Ziggy going down, there's also just you need more depth again, and 49ers defensive line has played good overall, but really you can just see it. I mean, Carson Wentz and them getting outside the pocket, and it's going to be very evident when they play against Goff. The way the Rams moved the pocket last year, if they move the pocket like that again, these guys just can't run him down consistently, put pressure on the outside. So the 49ers do have some names that they can kind of look at. I've been saying for a while they need to sign Clay Matthews. Hopefully they go ahead and bring him in, take a look. I don't know what has stopped teams from signing Clay Matthews, but I don't know if he's just asking for too much money. But we definitely need to do something to help with the edge pass rush. I mean, there are some other names out there. Maybe if the Seahawks leave Shaquem Griffin unprotected, maybe possibly they could go that route. He's had some really good pass rushes in college. He was a good pass rusher, kind of used in a hybrid type role. Somebody like that could
explosive.
He is explosive, and he could add something to it. Also, maybe take a look at Jadarius Mack. He's on the practice squad over there with the Bears. That's Khalil Mack's brother. He has a lot of speed. He's a 4'6" guy.
Crazy fast.
Right. More an outside linebacker type, but definitely someone that's been working the pass rush techniques. Hey, if you need some speed on the outside, maybe you do that. So these are guys that they can look at, going down the stretch. I mean, Horst, is there anyone else you think that they could possibly look at to help things out?
Yeah, I know there were rumblings of a trade for Carl Lawson from the Bengals earlier in the season. I don't think that happens now. The Bengals are looking up, and I think they're going to try and do everything they can to keep Joe Burrow and those guys excited and wanting to move forward. They don't want to strip down guys that are already good players off that team. There's not too much they can do. I mean, there's those few guys out there to be signed. Unless they know something we don't, and D Ford is guaranteed back healthy after those 2 games, and they just haven't put it out there. There's not too many other guys I can think of that would be available in trade. I mean, there might be some more young guys on practice squads out there that have athleticism and speed, but the situation the Niners are in, they're still a contender in their mind at least, and they need guys who can put in the game, that you can play now.
Yeah.
And there's not too many of those pass rushers, are pretty hard to come by. And unfortunately, the Niners had 2 or 3 of them, and they just got hurt. And now we got Armstead, who's, yes, he beats his guy, but when he's trying to get it to a mobile quarterback, he looks like Wile E. Coyote trying to chase down the Roadrunner. It's not his fault. He's a big guy. He's not a run someone down from behind type of guy. And Deion Jordan has that type of athleticism, but he seems his eyes aren't working very good at the moment if you rewatch some of the film.
Yeah, he didn't look great, and it's a testament to how well Armstead and even Kerry Hyder has looked really good, but they just don't have the quickness. The quickness aspect that's not the strength of their game. They're really good at getting off blocks. They're really good at getting there and applying pressure, but they're not good at keeping or setting the edge. Kerry Hyder has moments, but moments are just that. They're brief. They're small, and it's few and far between right now. And we need less of the few, and it need to be a more often reoccurring, trusting sort of thing. We have to believe that every time you're out there on the edge, you're going to set it, force the play back inside, or make the play. Especially when it comes to getting pressure on the quarterback and getting sacks, it's just not happening right now. There are trade options, but like Horst says, unless the 49ers know something we don't, I think unless they know for certain D Ford is done for a majority of the year and isn't coming back until later, there's really no reason for them to make a trade. If D Ford's coming back in a few weeks, you just need to get through until he can get there and help you on the edge, and then you can mix in a group of guys, whether that's Hyder, Armstead, and a new signing, then that's fine. But if D Ford's going to be out a while, you're going to have to pull the trigger, and we're going to have to eat some cap and eat some of that space, and there's going to be some restructurings or some hard people that we have to let go of next year.
Let's all hope that Ronald Blair is ready to roll week 7, by the way.
Please.
When he gets off the PUP list.
Well, I think those guys are going to help. Julian Taylor and Ronald Blair are going to be big, and they're
Blair's
athletic.
a good player.
And they can make plays. The thing is, we have to get there. Because if we lose to Miami, we lose to the Rams, and all of a sudden you're 2-4, then you're not thinking about a trade. You're not thinking about signing one. You're thinking about, we're gonna see what we can possibly do with the roster we have, and let's gear it up for next year, because you're not coming out of that probably.
Well, yeah, you're gonna be the team is selling at that point. If we're 2-4,
I don't think you're selling, but I think you're standing pat.
You're getting close to it.
I wouldn't sell. Because,
I wouldn't sell on the roster either, but maybe you're selling in a few positions.
Yeah, I just don't think you sell. I think you just stand pat and you just play it out and see what happens. I just don't think you use any salary cap. You don't use any trade, capital. You just sit back, and that might be what they're looking at right now. They've made the Ziggy Ansah move. They kind of spent some money there, so they're kind of looking at it like, and that's going to be evident if the 49ers think that they still can win with the current roster. If they have to make a move, we're going to find out real quick.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing that they were going to have to sign someone real fast to make them get through the protocols and be able to play against Miami.
Yeah, big time. We need help there. We're going to hopefully get some here soon. Clay Matthews, we're praying that it's going to end up being you, and hopefully you can help patchwork in this D-line and get this DN group firing on all cylinders until D Ford can get back. For all your 49ers breaking news, rumors, updates, find it right here. 49ers Cutback on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, notification bell, all that fun stuff. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Who else should the 49ers be trying to sign and bring in to help this D-line and this DN group? Until next time, stay safe.
And remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.